You look lovely.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Easy.
Thank
Whoa.
you.
Moving a little furniture. You look great. Are you going out? You look like you're dressed up. You might be going out.
I have another screening of my film that's in the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, good, good.
So I'm doing the Q&A.
Very nice. Now, mention the title of the film. I'm sorry that my Spanish is so inferior, but tell people the name of the documentary.
Yo soy boricua, pa' que tú lo sepas.
And what does that mean?
It means I'm a Boricua, just so you know. And what a Boricua is the native to the land of Boriquen. And prior to the conquistadors coming in and invading the island and committing genocide, that was the name of the island. And the native people were Taino. And if you were born during that time or you're from the island, you're called a Boricua.
I see. So these were you say the native inhabitants of Puerto Rico, and the Spanish came in and marauded the island. And what year did that take place?
That took place in the early 1400s, all the way throughout the 1800s, until the United States came to liberate the island, which they didn't. But they, you know.
They came to liberate the island, but it didn't work.
We're still waiting. We're still waiting, but their intentions was to liberate the island from the Spanish rule, and instead what happened was we became like a modern colony, a commonwealth, and you know, and that's where the status is right now. And
are you a descendant from the original settlers of the island?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
My family's from Aguadilla. Aguadilla, what's up? And sorry. And that's where Christopher Columbus first landed. And a lot of the Taino Indians fled up to the mountains when the genocide started to occur. And so my family has a direct bloodline to that.
So the original population was nearly wiped out?
Yes, it was nearly wiped out. Yeah.
It's a sad moment in history. You know, many sad moments in the history of this planet.
Yes. Yeah.
And what all do you feature in the documentary?
We feature the political history not only between Spain and the island of Puerto Rico, but also the United States and Puerto Rico, and how you know, there were good times but there were also a lot of bad times. And I go through actually 4,000 years, but when we hit the United States, that's where we stay in the bulk of it. And for instance, in the early 20s, the United States used to have a Department of Eugenics. And and then they did. And then, no, but they did. And then when Hitler came, then they were like, oh, let's get rid of it. But then what happened is that they had a Legislative Act 136 that promoted the use of sterilization for the poor. And after a while, 20 million Puerto Rican women had become sterilized. And that's the largest number to date of women that were sterilized. And it came directly from a matter of U.S. policy. And I also talk about Operation Bootstrap, how the United States encouraged big businesses to go down to the island. But a little known fact of that policy was to encourage the islanders to leave the island so they didn't have to worry about the workforce and come to the United States. A majority of them came to New York and the tri-state area and everything, and the rest of them were shipped as farm workers in these cargo planes, and like if they were livestock. There was these horrible cargo planes, and they had fold-out beach chairs for them to sit on. They didn't even have proper seating, and then they would sprinkle them out throughout the nation to work the farms because we were expert agriculturalists and everything. And so that's what I do in the film, and I talk about our history, and I talk about all that we endured. We're still proud people, and we're still optimistic people, and we still love America despite everything that happened. You know, I love America. I love it. I think there's no better place to live in this planet. I really do. You know, I just don't like you know?
Well, I mean, in the couple of minutes you've been talking here, I now know more about Puerto Rico than I knew before in my life. And so the film obviously is very educational, but it also sounds like it's, you know, depressing, a little dark.
No, it's hilarious. I mean, you know, no.
I thought maybe it was.
You know, genocide and sterilization isn't hilarious,
Yeah.
but you know, no. But seriously, folks, seriously, no, because my family's in it, and there's other characters that participate in it, and I go on a personal journey of rediscovering my family.
Your cousin Sixto is in it.
Yes, my cousin Sixto is in it, and he's hilarious in it, and the best thing about being a director. All the takes where I'm humiliating him, I left in. All the takes that he was humiliating me, they were cut out.
Good for you, yeah. Your sister is in it?
Yes. My sister Carmen was in it too, but she acts like a big bully in it. But she was very reluctant. She likes to play the background. She really, you know, she's not about this whole entertainment industry and stuff. So when you see it, you know, Sixto, you know, is pretty prominent and really, really funny and hilarious. And Carmen she's a little bit more mellow and everything like that, but it's wonderful. Oh, and there was a part in the movie that I know that you're gonna love. Well, you know what happened? Well, see, my cousin Sixto and I, what happened was, I go on the movie of Do the Right Thing. It was my first movie, right? And one of my half-siblings on my mother's side said, oh, I want to go out with this guy named Angel. And then he goes, but he has a friend. Would you come in and go out with his friend? So when I saw the friend, I was like, no, he looks too familiar. I'm not going to go out with him. You know, when you're Latin, you got to be careful, you know? You know? There's a lot of us, you know, and you never know,
right. I'll take your word for it, sure.
And so then what happened was, I said, what's his name? And she said, Sixto.
Sixto.
And I said, oh my God, that sounds so familiar. So I went back home and I told my aunt, I said, Tia, do we have a relative named Sixto? Yes, you used to take baths with him when you were little. And I went,
oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But we have that in the movie,
He's in
so
the film.
it's not just really depressing and tedious, you know, with all the history, because I hate those documentaries, don't you, that are really boring, just full of history.
Yes, I hate
so,
them.
you know,
Yeah.
and so
I do. I think everybody does. You gotta liven them up a little bit.
Yes.
But now, here's a question, and I'm ashamed of myself for not knowing the answer to this, because I've not traveled throughout Puerto Rico, but I've been there many, many times. Is it an independent protectorate of the United States? Is it a territory of the United States? What is the relationship with the United States?
It is officially a territory of the United States. It is governed by the House and the Senate. Yet, if you live in Puerto Rico, if you're a Puerto Rican resident of the island, you are not allowed to vote for the United States president.
Is that right? I didn't realize that.
That is right.
And are there Puerto Rican representatives in the House and the Senate?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And right now, Puerto Rico's going through a very difficult time. You know, their White House closed. They ran out of money.
Yeah, their budget. There are problems with the budget.
Yeah. And so you know, the issue of statehood versus independent is very, very crucial right now.
Would they like to be part of the United States in statehood capacity, or they prefer their independence?
I don't know. You have to ask them. You know. No.
Well, I'll ask around.
No, I mean, you know what I mean, like,
No,
you know.
I don't. I mean, what is your sense, having done the film? What is your sense of that on that issue?
Well, the funny thing is that when we looked at the voting status, over 50% chose the ballot option, none of the above. So, and so there was a small percentage for independence, a small percentage of as is, a larger percentage for statehood, but the greatest percentage was for none of the above. And it's
what does that mean exactly? What does that leave us with, really? I don't know. Weird, isn't it?
It means you don't like the options being presented to you. You know, like you check off D, none of the above.
Of course,
it's like, you know, and that's you know, until they have a really, you know, respectful discussion about the status of the island, I think that will still remain the majority vote.
Okay.
I really do.
Now, I want to show a clip of the film and say the name of it again for us.
Yo soy Boricua. Say it.
Yo soy Boricua.
Very good.
Thank you very much. I'm kind of a linguist.
Okay.
Yo soy Boricua. And it's at the Tribeca Film Festival.
It's at the Tribeca
That's what you
Film
mentioned.
Festival.
Yeah. Okay. What are we going to see here, Rosie?
I forgot. Matt? It's the clip, because also I don't only talk about politics and history, but I talk about the Puerto Rican culture. And this is the scene where I go back to Bushwick, what's up, Bushwick? Brooklyn. And I go and I go shopping at the La Maqueta in the with my sister.
All right.
The longest that I can go without eating Puerto Rican food is probably
Cilantro, culantro.
4 days. Or a week, if it's drastic. Peppers.
Onions.
I used to eat this as a snack. It's smoked herring.
Mackerel.
Oh,
Herring.
oh, it's herring, right? Yeah. Oh, it's so delicious. I used to eat this instead of candy.
Oh, Rosie, congratulations.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
very happy for you. It looks
Thank
like a
you.
great success.
Thank you very
Rosie
much.
Perez, ladies and gentlemen. We're right back with Danica Patrick.